How to practice English every day? Welcome to my channel, my friend. Today, I will share a secret with you. A secret that can change your English and also your life. You don't need big books. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't even need hours of study. What you need is practice every single day. Small steps, but daily. If you stay with me until the end, I will show you how daily practice will turn your English into a part of your life. So stay with me because this might be the video that changes everything for you. I still remember the day very clearly. My friend, I was sitting with my notebook looking at many English words I had written before. I felt so frustrated. I thought to myself, why am I not improving? Why do I forget so many words? Why do I still feel shy when I try to speak? I had studied many times before, but I was not practicing every single day. That day, I realized something important. English was not going to change for me unless I changed for English. I want you to feel this with me. Imagine you want to learn how to skateboard. If you ride once a month, you will keep falling. If you practice for hours in one day and then avoid it for weeks, your balance will never improve. Your movements will always feel unnatural. But if you get on the board every single day, just for 10 minutes, your body learns, your confidence grows, the movement becomes a part of you. Your English is just like that board. It needs your daily care. It needs your small actions every day. I decided that day to stop waiting for the perfect moment. I told myself, I will not wait for 3 free hours to study. I will not wait for the weekend. I will not wait for when I feel ready. I will start today. I will practice something small, but I will do it every single day. That decision changed my whole journey. At first, it was not easy. Some days I felt tired. Some days I felt lazy. Some days I wanted to give up. But then I remembered my dream. I wanted to speak English with confidence. I wanted to feel free when I opened my mouth. I wanted to understand movies and books. I wanted to talk to people from every country. And I knew the only way was to practice daily. So I made it simple. I started with only 10 minutes. I spoke to myself in English. I said simple sentences like, I am closing the door. I am washing the cup. I am learning. I wrote one short line in my diary. I listened to one English podcast and tried to catch just one word. That was it. And you know what happened? After 1 week, I felt different. After 1 month, I could see progress. After 3 months, people around me noticed. They said, your English sounds better. What are you doing? And I smiled because I knew the secret was daily practice. I want you to feel the same power. Do not think about tomorrow. Do not think about how many mistakes you will make. Do not think about how far the road is. Just think about today. Today you can do something small. Today you can say one sentence. Today you can listen for 5 minutes. Today you can write one line. That is enough. That is powerful. Remember this truth. My friend, big success is not one big action. Big success is many small actions repeated every day. The day I decided to practice daily was the day my English truly started to grow. I want this to be your day. 2. I want you to make that same decision with me right now. Close your eyes for 1 second and see your future. See yourself speaking fluently. See yourself smiling with confidence. See yourself traveling, working, and living with English as your friend. That future begins with the choice you make today. Practice every day and you will reach it. I want to tell you something powerful. Many people fail in English not because they are not smart, not because they are lazy, but because they wait too long. They believe they must do something big every time. They think they need to study for hours and hours to see results. And they wait. They wait for a long free time. They wait for the weekend. They wait for the perfect moment. But the truth is very simple. Small steps create big change. Think about a mountain. Nobody climbs to the top in one big jump. Nobody reaches the peak in just one powerful step. A climber goes slowly, one step at a time. The steps are small, but each step moves them closer to the top of their dream. This is exactly how English works. You do not need to do everything in one day. You only need to move a little every day. One day you will look back and be surprised by how far you have come. I remember when I started with this idea, I used to think if I cannot practice for 1 hour, then it is useless and not worth it. But that was wrong. When I changed my thinking, everything became easier and more enjoyable than it had ever felt before. I told myself even 5 minutes is enough. Even one sentence is enough. Even one new word is enough to move forward. That small change in my mind gave me freedom. I stopped waiting. I stopped fearing. I started practicing every single day in small ways. And something amazing happened. Those tiny moments began to build like bricks in a wall. Every day I added one small brick of knowledge and effort. At first, the wall looked tiny, weak, and meaningless. But slowly the wall grew taller and stronger, and it gave me confidence. One day I looked back and saw a strong wall of English skills behind me, and it all started from small steps I took daily. Please understand this deeply. Do not think your 5 minutes are useless. Do not think your one sentence is too small to matter. Do not believe your small steps do not count. They matter more than you imagine. They are the key to everything you want to build. Because every small step has power. Every small step adds to your English. Every small step keeps you moving forward without fear. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what if you learn one word every day? After 1 month, you will know 30 new words. After 1 year, you will know 365 new words. And those words will not just be numbers. They will be tools you can use with confidence. What if you write one sentence every night in your diary? After a week, you will have 7 sentences written by your own hand. After 1 month, 30 sentences. After a year, more than 300 sentences. That is no longer small. That is your story in English. And what if you listen to English every morning for just 5 minutes? That is 35 minutes in a week. Without stress or pressure, that is 2 hours in a month. That is 24 hours in a year. 1 full day of listening, all from just 5 minutes daily. Can you see the magic now? Small steps do not feel heavy. Small steps do not make you tired. Small steps do not scare you the way big goals sometimes do. But small steps, when repeated every day, become a big and powerful change that feels almost invisible until it becomes your new reality. That is why many people who wait for the big study time never improve, while people who take small steps daily always grow. So I want you to promise yourself something today. Do not wait for the big chance. Take the small chance that is already in your hands. Do not wait for tomorrow. Start with something today. Say one word. Speak one sentence. Listen for 5 minutes. Write one simple line. These steps are small, but they are golden. They are quiet, but they are strong. They are simple, but they change everything. If you keep walking, if you keep taking those small steps, one day you will look back and not believe how far you have come. You will smile with joy because you will know the secret was not in big jumps, but in daily steps that built your big success. Let me tell you something important. If you want to speak English, you must actually speak. There is no shortcut around your own voice. Reading is good, listening is good. Writing is helpful too, but nothing can replace the power of speaking words out loud. Many learners wait for the perfect partner. They wait for a teacher. They wait for a friend. They wait for someone to practice with. They wait for the right moment. But what if that moment never comes? What if you are always waiting? What happens to your voice? It stays quiet. And a quiet voice cannot grow. That is why you must start speaking out loud, even when you are completely alone. Do not feel embarrassed. Do not feel strange. Do not feel like it is silly or awkward. Speaking alone is smart. It is bold. It works. Think about how children learn. A child talks to toys. A child sings to themselves. A child repeats words again and again out loud. And that is how they learn their first language. They do not wait for permission. They do not wait for a class. They just speak. If children can do this, so can you. Speaking alone is not strange. It is strong. It is a powerful way to wake up your English voice from the inside. I still remember when I tried this. I stood in front of a window, looked outside, and said what I saw. At first, it felt funny. I said things like, "The tree is green, the sky is cloudy, the cars are moving." Simple sentences, but spoken with intention and energy. Then I looked in the mirror. I said, "Good morning. I am learning English. I will speak today." I smiled at my reflection and continued. The mirror became my quiet teacher. It never corrected me. It never laughed. It just reflected me and gave me space to try again. Sometimes I talked to my objects. I looked at my notebook and said, "You hold my ideas." I looked at my bag and said, "You carry my books." Each sentence trained my brain. It connected my thoughts to real things around me. It made my English feel alive, not just academic. Slowly, I began to feel more comfortable. I began to speak out loud without fear. I began to enjoy hearing my own English voice. You must understand this truth. Your mouth is like a muscle. If you never use it, it becomes weak. If you use it, it becomes strong. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. The more you hear yourself, the more natural it feels. The fear begins to melt away. Speaking out loud alone is like training in a gym. You are building strength when no one is watching, but it prepares you for the world. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You are having a conversation. You are speaking with someone clearly and without fear. Now ask yourself, how did you get there? You got there by speaking alone first, by repeating out loud when no one was listening. Each sentence you speak alone is a small seed. Each phrase you say to yourself is a step toward fluency, confidence, and freedom. You may say, "But I feel strange talking to myself." That feeling is normal, but it will disappear quickly once you begin to practice. Feeling silly is not a problem. Feeling silent is. Silence keeps you stuck. Speaking helps you grow. You don't need approval to speak. No one can hear you when you are alone. You are safe. You are free. You can make mistakes. You can laugh. You can try again. That is how real learning happens. Not by waiting, but by trying. Not by perfection, but by repetition. Not by silence, but by sound. So I invite you to try this today. After you finish this video, stand up and look at something near you. Say what it is in English. Then go to a mirror. Look into your own eyes and say, "I can speak English. I am learning every day. I will not give up today." Say one sentence about your life. Tomorrow, add another. Next week, you will have many. You will be surprised how far your voice can go. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Make this moment yours. Do not wait for someone to tell you it is time. You are the one who decides. Your voice is your power, and the more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. Speak out loud, even alone, and change will begin. Today I want you to think about how babies learn to speak. A baby does not open a grammar book. A baby does not sit in a classroom. A baby listens day after day, night after night. They hear sounds, voices, laughter, and music. They don't understand everything, but they continue listening. Then one day, something amazing happens. The baby speaks. They say one word, then two, and soon they are talking, laughing, asking questions out loud. That is the secret. Listening comes before speaking. You must listen to English like a baby, without pressure, without fear, without needing to understand everything. Do not worry if you don't understand every word. Do not stop because it feels hard. Just let the sounds enter your ears again and again. Let the rhythm stay in your mind. Let the words become familiar. The more you listen, the more your brain learns without stress or translation. I remember when I started this, I wanted to translate everything. I paused every sentence. I searched for every word. It made me slow and tired. Then I changed my method. I told myself, I will listen like a baby. I will trust the process and stop forcing everything to make sense. I played English songs on repeat. I listened to podcasts while walking. I watched short videos while waiting in line. Sometimes I understood nothing. Sometimes I understood one word. But I didn't stop. I just kept listening. I gave my brain time. I gave my ears space to grow. After a few weeks, something changed. Words that felt strange became familiar. Phrases started to make sense. I could guess the meaning without thinking. I began to notice patterns. I could predict what was coming next. I didn't need to translate. I started thinking in English without trying hard. That's when I knew listening was my superpower. It was not loud. It was not fast. But it was working deep inside my mind every day. I want you to feel this power too. Don't judge yourself when you don't understand. Don't quit after one try. Remember how long babies listen. They listen for months before they speak one word. You are not late. You are not weak. You are learning the natural way, the powerful way. Make listening part of your daily life. While brushing your teeth, while cooking, while walking. Even 5 minutes a day is more than enough. Every minute trains your brain. Every minute adds to your understanding. Every minute brings you closer to thinking and living in English more naturally. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you are surrounded by English. Words are floating like soft clouds. Sounds are dancing around your ears. Imagine your brain quietly catching those sounds, keeping them, building sentences from them without asking for grammar rules or definitions every time. That is what daily listening does. It creates an English world inside you, a world that slowly becomes your own without you even noticing it. Some people say, "But I feel bored when I don't understand." That feeling is normal, but your brain is still learning in the background. Even when you don't notice it, something is happening. The seeds are being planted. Your listening is preparing your speaking before it even begins. One day, when you least expect it, you will understand a full sentence clearly, and you will smile because that moment came from daily listening. So today, start simple. Choose a short English audio, maybe a beginner podcast, maybe a simple song, maybe a video with easy conversation. Listen once, then again, then again. Don't worry about understanding everything. Let it wash over you. Let the English enter your ears freely. Do the same tomorrow and the next day. This habit will build you. It will shape your thinking. It will prepare your voice from the inside. Your speaking will grow from your listening. Your confidence will rise from your listening. Your fluency will come from your listening. Step by step, listen like a baby. Stay patient. Stay consistent. And soon, without trying too hard, you will speak like someone who belongs in English. I want to share a secret with you today. It is small, but powerful. It is the secret of one sentence, a quiet method that works. Many learners believe they must study for hours. They think they must memorize long lists of vocabulary or master entire grammar chapters quickly. And because of that belief, they feel pressure. They feel stress. They feel like learning English is a mountain that is too high to climb. But the truth is different. You can grow with just one sentence a day. That single line, if repeated, can change the way you learn. One sentence is not heavy. One sentence does not make you tired. One sentence is light, easy, and possible, even on the busiest day. But when you repeat it, use it, and make it part of your daily life. That sentence becomes a seed planted in your memory. It becomes part of your voice. It becomes part of your thinking. It becomes something you carry with you, without effort or fear. I remember when I first started this, I told myself, I will not learn too much. I will focus on only one useful sentence a day. My first sentence was, "What time does the train leave?" I said it to myself. I wrote it. I searched for it in conversations and videos. I used it again and again until it became natural. It felt easy, like it had always been mine. That feeling gave me so much confidence. Then I added another sentence. I'm running late, then another. I'm looking for the supermarket. Slowly, my English world started to grow sentence by sentence. One sentence a day became 30 in a month, then 300 in a year. I didn't just learn them, I used them, lived them, remembered them. Now think about this. What if you choose one sentence today? A simple one like, I like walking in the morning, or I need some rest. Practice it many times. Say it while walking. Say it while making coffee. Say it before bed. Let it live in your real daily moments. Tomorrow, choose a new one. Something true for you. Something easy to remember. Speak it, write it, think it, and make it feel familiar. Little by little, you will build a whole library. Not just words, not random pieces, but full, living thoughts that you can use in real life. This method works because sentences are alive. Words alone are like puzzle pieces. Sentences are pictures. Sentences show how things connect and move together. If you only learn individual words, they sit in your brain like tools without a purpose. But sentences teach you how to use those tools. They show you when to speak, how to reply, how to express joy, fear, or need, all in a way that people understand. Close your eyes and imagine you walk into a bakery. Someone says, "Can I help you?" You smile and answer with a sentence you already practiced. Imagine texting a friend. They ask, "How are you today?" And you answer with a clear, confident sentence that feels natural and true to you. That is the power of one sentence a day. It doesn't overwhelm you. It fits into your life. It grows with you. One line at a time. Some people think one sentence is too small. But remember this, a book is made of sentences. A conversation is made of sentences. So is confidence. Big rivers begin with small drops. Long songs begin with short notes. Great speakers begin with one sentence said again and again until it shines. So promise yourself this every day. One sentence every day. One small step every day. One new thought that becomes part of your voice. If you do this, you will not only learn English, you will live it, and you will look back one day and be amazed at your progress. Mornings are powerful. The way you start your day can decide the energy, focus, and emotion you carry with you for the rest of the day. If you begin with clarity, you carry clarity. If you begin with worry, you carry stress. That is why your morning truly matters. And that's why I want you to start your mornings with English. Make it the first light that touches your mind before the day begins. Make English the first voice you hear, not the noise from social media, but a language that moves you forward with purpose and strength. Think about it. When you wake up, your mind is fresh, your thoughts are clear, your focus is open. That is the best moment to grow. If you fill that moment with English, it will follow you into the rest of your day. It will stay with you when you need it most. Words you speak in the morning echo inside you. They stay longer. They go deeper. They become part of how you think and feel all day. I remember when I first made this change. I used to begin my mornings by checking messages, scrolling headlines, reading things that meant nothing. I thought I was relaxing. but I was filling my brain with noise. One day I said, "This must stop. I want to start differently." So I created a new habit. I stood at the window, looked outside, and said in English, "Good morning. Today I will speak with confidence." That was all. No textbook, no lesson, just one short sentence. But it gave me energy, direction, and a quiet feeling of control. Then I added more. I spoke 2 or 3 lines to myself. I read one quote from a book. I listened to one short English story. It didn't take long, just a few minutes. But it changed how I felt. I was carrying English like a compass in my pocket all day, wherever I went. I felt more ready. I could think in English while walking, while working, while talking. The morning had planted the seed. I want you to try this too. When you wake up tomorrow, before anything else, say something small in English. Even just, "I'm awake today." Say, "Today will be a good day." Say, "I'm learning English and I believe in myself." These small words carry big weight inside you. They remind you who you are. They remind you what you're building. They remind you that every day is a chance to get a little stronger. Imagine this habit after 1 week. Each morning you start with English. After 1 month, your brain begins expecting English every morning. After 1 year, it becomes natural. Your thoughts begin in English. Your confidence becomes automatic. Your voice becomes stronger with every sunrise. Some people say, "But mornings are busy. I don't have time." But you don't need an hour. You don't need 30 minutes. You just need presence. Even while brushing your teeth, you can say one line. While making breakfast, you can listen to a sentence. While dressing, repeat a phrase. Morning English doesn't take time away. It adds power to the time you already have. It changes how you feel about your whole day. Close your eyes now. Imagine tomorrow morning. The sun is rising. You look in the mirror and smile. You say one sentence in English. That small moment becomes a spark. That spark becomes energy. That energy becomes belief. That belief carries you into the rest of your day. So begin your day with English. Not the afternoon, not the evening. Give it the first moment. Give it the first voice of your day. When you do that, your mornings will shift. Your thoughts will shift. And slowly, your English will stop being a subject and start being a habit. I want you to see something clearly now. English practice does not only live in books. It does not only live in classrooms or formal study time. It can live in your everyday life. Every hour, every place, every moment of your day can become a space for real English practice. You do not need a teacher beside you. You do not need a perfect environment. You only need the life you already have around you. Let me show you how. In the morning, when you're making coffee or tea, you can say out loud, "I'm boiling water. I'm pouring milk. I'm stirring my drink." These actions are small, but your sentences are real. You are not memorizing. You are describing your world using the language you want to master. When you put on your clothes, say what you're doing. "This is my shirt. These are my jeans. I'm wearing a jacket because it's cold today." When you leave the house, look around you. Say what you see. "The sun is bright. The road is quiet. That bus is full of people." Each sentence connects you to what's real. Your daily world becomes your classroom. Your language becomes a living thing, not just rules on a page. I remember when I first tried this. I was walking to the market. Before, I walked in silence. But one day, I decided to speak. I looked at the oranges and said, "Those are fresh." I looked at the seller and said in my mind, "She is arranging fruit in neat rows." I even looked at my wallet and said, "I brought enough money." It felt funny at first, but then it started to feel normal. It became a quiet game. Everywhere I went, I described what I saw or did in simple English, just like narrating a story out loud. Over time, this became a habit. I didn't need reminders. My brain automatically turned daily life into daily practice without effort or resistance. This method works because it removes pressure. It doesn't ask for perfect grammar. It just asks for attention, honesty, and a few words each time. You don't need a test. You don't need homework. You just need to live your life. But speak parts of it out loud in English. Imagine cooking dinner. Instead of thinking in silence, you say, I'm chopping onions, I'm adding spices, I'm setting the table. It becomes your training ground. Imagine cleaning your room. I'm sweeping the floor, I'm picking up socks, I'm wiping the table. These are not just chores, they are English opportunities. Even while riding the elevator, you can say, I'm going to the 5th floor, or while waiting in line, say, I'm behind 3 people today. Every moment becomes practice. Every moment becomes progress. You are not waiting anymore. You are using life itself as your learning tool. Some people believe practice must be serious. They think it must be hard. But practice can be light. It can be playful. It can be part of you. That's how children learn. Through play. Through everyday speech. Through repeated real things. You can do the same, no matter your age or level. Close your eyes and imagine a normal day. From morning to night, you speak short sentences in English while moving through your usual life. At first, they're simple, but over time, they grow, they link together, they become smoother. One day, they will become thoughts without effort. You will not even notice when your thoughts start forming in English. That is the moment fluency begins to feel like a natural rhythm inside you. So don't wait for the right moment or a perfect setting. Choose one action today. Eating, walking, packing your bag, doing dishes. Pick one. Say a sentence. Then another. Keep doing it. Repeat it tomorrow and again, slowly. Your English will grow by walking beside your real life. This is not extra work. This is transformation. This is taking the language out of books and bringing it into your body, your hands, your voice. English is not only for tests. English is not only for teachers. English is for your daily life, and your life is ready right now. I want to tell you something that can change your whole journey. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are one of your greatest teachers in English. Many learners fear mistakes. They stop speaking because they are afraid of being wrong. They stay silent because they don't want to look foolish. But silence never teaches you anything. Only mistakes help you grow. That's why you must be willing to make mistakes every single day. Think about a child learning to ride a bicycle. Do they ride perfectly on their first try? Of course not. They wobble, they fall, they cry. But do they stop trying? No, they keep going. They fall again, they adjust. They learn balance. They become stronger. One day, they ride freely. Mistakes were not the end. Mistakes were the steps. Mistakes were part of the path that led to confidence and freedom on the bicycle. Your English is just like that child. If you wait until the day you are perfect, you will never speak and you will never improve. But if you accept mistakes, welcome them, and see them as steps, you will grow faster and feel stronger than ever before in your journey. Every mistake is a sign that you are trying. Every mistake is proof that you are brave. Every mistake is a brick on the road to fluency. I still remember the first time I tried speaking English in a cafe. I wanted to ask for tea with no sugar, but I said it wrong. The person looked confused. I felt nervous. I tried again, slowly, with hand gestures. Then they understood, smiled, and brought me what I wanted. And in that moment, I realized something important. I didn't need to be perfect. I only needed to be willing to try again. That one experience gave me courage. It showed me that the world is not waiting for your perfection. It is waiting for your voice. I want you to feel that freedom, the freedom to try, to fail, and to try again. That's how we all grow, not just in English, but in life. Don't fear mistakes. Celebrate them. Each one is progress. Each one is experience. Each one is proof that you are no longer stuck in silence. Without mistakes, there is no improvement. Without mistakes, there is no path. Without mistakes, there is no real learning or deep memory. Close your eyes and imagine the future version of you. You are speaking clearly. You are smiling. Others are listening and understanding every word. Now think back. How did you get there? You didn't wait. You didn't hide. You spoke even when it wasn't perfect. That is why you succeeded. Some people might laugh. Some people might correct you. But their reaction is not your responsibility. Your growth belongs only to you. And often, people admire courage more than correctness. They see your effort. They respect your journey. They remember when they were beginners too. Even if someone does laugh, let them laugh. They're not the ones doing the work. You are, and you're the one who will keep improving. Remember, people who stay silent don't make mistakes, but they also don't make progress. You are different. You are moving forward every time you speak. So today, give yourself permission to be imperfect. Speak and make mistakes. Write and make mistakes. Listen and misunderstand. It is all part of learning. Each mistake is a gift. Each mistake is a message. Each mistake is a key that unlocks something new inside your brain. Your voice, your memory. Never forget this truth. Mistakes are not the opposite of success. They are the path to success. Not a detour, not a failure, a requirement. Don't hide from them. Don't fear them. Embrace them. Practice with courage. Fail with courage. Speak with courage. Grow with courage. Make mistakes every day. And soon, your English, your confidence, and your life will begin to grow in ways you never imagined before. Let's be honest. Your phone is always with you. You wake up and check it. You walk and carry it. You go to sleep beside it. For many people, the phone is a distraction. Hours disappear through scrolling, watching, liking, and reading things that do not help your future. But today, I want you to look at your phone in a new way. I want you to see it as a learning tool. Your phone can become your best English teacher. It can be your private classroom, your daily coach, your speaking partner, your listening station. If you use it only for social media, you lose time. But if you change how you use it, you gain power, growth, and progress. You don't need more hours. You don't need new devices. You only need to turn the thing in your hand into something that helps you grow. I remember when I made this change. I used to waste hours watching random videos, checking stories, and reading comments without learning anything useful. Then one day, I thought, if this phone is always in my hand, it must help me grow, not steal my time or silence my goals. So I began with small steps. I changed the language setting on my phone to English. Suddenly, every tap, every button, every message became practice. At first, it felt strange. I had to pause and think. But after a few days, those words started to feel familiar. It became my new normal. Without opening a textbook, I was learning English through everyday actions. Notifications, settings, tools, all became vocabulary lessons I never planned for. Then I started using the voice recorder. I spoke short sentences and listened to myself. At first, it sounded awkward. I didn't like my voice. But then I realized this was practice. I could speak, listen back, compare, improve. I could track my sound and notice my progress clearly. I also began listening more. I downloaded short podcast episodes. I saved simple English reels. I watched beginner interviews while walking or riding the bus. Even 10 minutes while waiting in line or brushing my hair became listening practice. It didn't feel like work. It became part of my day. Little by little, those minutes added up. My ear got stronger, my vocabulary grew. I started understanding more without using subtitles or translation. Later, I used my phone to write. I kept a short journal in my notes app. I wrote one sentence each day before I went to sleep. Sometimes I wrote how I felt. Sometimes I wrote what I did. Sometimes I just wrote a question. One line a day. But my writing grew. The more I typed in English, the more my brain started to think in English. It wasn't fast, but it was real. I felt the shift inside. Close your eyes and imagine this. You open your phone, but instead of wasting time, you're improving. Every touch becomes practice. Every scroll becomes progress. You're not doing extra work. You're using what you already touch daily. Your phone becomes your tool, your guide, your personal language space. Some people say, "My phone distracts me too much." But the truth is, your phone is not the problem. How you use it is the key. You can choose to waste time or use time. You can scroll for entertainment or scroll for growth. You are in control of your attention. So make a decision today. Don't fight your phone. Transform it. Change the language. Record your voice. Listen to short clips. Write one line. Let your phone support your goal. Let it remind you of who you want to become. Let it help you turn free time into growing time. Because every time you unlock that screen, you're unlocking a door. And every time you speak, listen, or write, you're one step closer to fluency. I want to tell you about one of the most powerful habits I ever started for my English. It was simple, quiet, and completely changed my progress. It wasn't a big program or expensive course. It was writing one sentence every day in a small journal, just before going to bed each night. At first, I didn't believe it could help. I thought my grammar was weak. I thought I would forget or make too many simple mistakes. But I decided to try anyway. I opened a notebook and wrote one small thing about my day. It didn't need to be perfect or impressive. Sometimes I wrote, "I'm tired." Sometimes I wrote, "I walked in the park." Sometimes I wrote, "I ate noodles for lunch." That's all. Nothing more. The sentences were short. They were basic, but they were mine. They came from my life. They came from real moments I had lived that day. That's what made them powerful. Slowly, I added more. One line became two, then three. After a few weeks, I was filling a page without even thinking too hard. I looked back at the early pages and noticed something amazing. I saw growth. I saw change. I saw that my English had started to move forward. It wasn't fast. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real. I was using the language, not just learning about it. I was becoming more natural. This habit worked because it was personal. I wasn't copying a textbook. I wasn't repeating someone else's story. I was writing my own. That made the words stick. That made the effort feel true. That made the sentences feel like part of my life, not just language practice. I want you to imagine this clearly. You open a notebook. On the first page, you write, "I am learning English." That is your beginning. The next day, you add one more line, a thought, a feeling, a simple sentence about what happened to you or what you noticed. After 1 week, you have a small collection. After 1 month, you have many pages. After a year, you have your own English story. It's not just writing, it's proof, it's memory, it's a mirror showing how far you've come, even when you didn't notice the change each day. Some people say, "But my grammar isn't good." But grammar will grow with use. Perfection is not needed to begin. Starting is the most important part. You don't need long pages. You don't need big words. You need honesty, consistency, and your real thoughts written in the language you want to master. I also learned something deeper from journaling. Writing helped me understand my own thoughts. It gave me clarity. It helped me process feelings with calm. When I was sad, I wrote it down. when I was proud. I captured it. My journal became a quiet space that accepted every part of me. It wasn't just about English, it was about expression. And because of that, I wanted to write every day, not from pressure, but from joy. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself sitting at your table at night. You open a notebook, you take a breath, you write in English. Even if it's just one line, it still matters. That one line is effort. That one line is movement. That one line is your future unfolding. So start tonight. Don't wait. Use a paper notebook or write in your phone. Say something real, short, and honest before you fall asleep. Do it again tomorrow, then again the next night. Soon, you'll create your own record of growth, and you'll be proud of every single word. Because that journal changed my English. It gave me confidence. It gave me discipline. It gave me a visible history of where I started and grew. And I know it can do the same for you. You don't need to write like a poet. You just need to show up and be consistent every day. Start small. Keep it real. Write daily. Believe in the power of your own words. And one day, those words will carry your voice further than you dreamed. There's one more thing that truly grows your English fast. It's also one of the scariest for many people, but it brings the most powerful change. That thing is this: practice with people, real people, not apps, not only videos, but human conversations, even simple ones, even broken ones. I know it can feel uncomfortable. Maybe your voice shakes, maybe your words freeze, maybe your accent makes you nervous, but that's all part of learning. You don't need perfect grammar to speak. You need courage. You need presence. You need a desire to connect more than a fear of looking wrong. I used to avoid conversations. I'd plan sentences in my head, then say nothing. I'd smile and nod, hoping no one would ask me anything. But deep down, I wanted to speak. I wanted to be part of the moment. I didn't want to be invisible anymore. I wanted to connect. So I made a decision. I started small. I said good morning to the security guard at the office. I asked for directions in English. The first time, I made mistakes. The second time, I paused too much. But the third time, something changed. I smiled. They smiled back. It wasn't about being fluent. It was about being human. It was about showing up, about using the little English I had to create something real. Little by little, I gained confidence. A few words turned into a short sentence turned into a question became a short chat. Each time I spoke, I felt more free, even when I forgot words. People waited. Even when I mixed tenses, they still understood what I meant. That's when I learned something powerful. People don't need you to be perfect. They just want you to try. They want you to be present. And many of them want to help. They admire your effort. They feel honored to be part of your journey. Some even become your friends. You don't need hundreds of conversations. You need a few moments of courage. A few seconds where you say, I'll try, even if I fail. And you don't need native speakers. You can practice with other learners. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. You can talk to your pet. It's not about where or who. It's about building your voice, bit by bit, word by word, letting it rise out of silence and into the world. Close your eyes and imagine speaking freely. You're not translating in your head. You're not scared of judgment. You're just connecting, feeling alive in the moment. That vision is possible. It begins with one small sentence spoken aloud, one short hello, one kind question, one brave answer. That's how it starts. So next time someone speaks English near you, don't turn away, don't go silent. Take the chance. Ask something simple. Say something true. Let the words come out messy. Let the grammar break. Let the sentence be short. But let your voice be real. Let it be heard. Because every conversation is a doorway. every time you speak. You're stepping into a larger life, one filled with connection, understanding, and global friendship. Don't let fear keep you in the shadows. Step forward. Speak up, even quietly, even slowly, but speak, because speaking is where everything begins. So now I ask you, what will you do today? Not next month, not next year, but today. What is one small thing you will begin? Will you write a sentence in your notebook? Will you say hello to someone in English? Will you change your phone settings to English tonight? Maybe you'll record yourself speaking one sentence. Maybe you'll try listening to a podcast during your walk. Maybe you'll write your first English text message. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be real. It needs to be today. Because today is all you have. You've waited long enough. You've thought long enough. You've planned and wished and hesitated. But now it's time to move. Even just one step forward. Because the truth is, practice changes everything. Not theory, not fear, not perfection. Practice. Consistent, imperfect. Daily practice turns dreams into real life. Every fluent speaker you admire started small. They struggled. They made mistakes. They doubted themselves. But they practiced. And that practice became power. So give yourself that same chance. Don't ask, am I ready? Ask, am I willing? Because you don't need readiness. You need movement. You need courage. You already have what it takes. You've watched this far. You've listened. You've imagined. Now it's time to act. Today is the day your English changes. It starts with one action, one brave choice, one tiny moment where you stop being passive and start becoming the person who speaks, learns, and grows. You are not behind. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are exactly where your story begins to rise. So rise, start your journal, record your voice, speak one sentence out loud, use your phone to grow, talk to one person, and keep doing it tomorrow. Because this is how English becomes part of your life. Not a subject, not a chore, but a voice, a tool, a bridge to the world. And you are not alone. Every learner you see, every success you hear, every fluent speaker you admire, they all began just like this, just like you. So take the first step, then the next, and keep going. Even when it's slow, especially when it's slow, that's how real growth happens. And if this video has helped you, then share it with someone else. Let them feel what you feel right now. Let them start their journey too, because one step can change your day, and one day can change your story, and one story, your story, can inspire someone else to begin.